Creative Media.
This is a video about understanding the audience. It's assignment 8 task 2 and unit 6.2. The first thing you need to do is find a newspaper or magazine. Newspaper or magazine, you say? Easy enough. The Guardian newspaper. Oh yeah. No, you've actually got to find a newspaper or magazine. Don't go on the internet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then you need to do some research into that audience. Find out exactly what that magazine or newspaper's audience are and who they're trying to cater to. The last bit is trying to find out how that magazine, newspaper, caters to their target audience. So firstly, let's look at a popular paper. So I've gone onto the internet to do my research and I've looked at the Guardian website and looked at readership profile. They give you a Guardian reader profile, and of course they're doing this because they want to sell the target audience to advertisers. So they give a rundown of their target audience so that advertisers can see whether they want to advertise in their magazine. So that's very useful for us. So here's our Guardian audience member. So they are affluent and young audience, well-travelled, finance savvy, food and drink aficionados, dedicated followers of fashion, active lifestyles, never without an item of technology, arts lovers, engaged, influential and well connected. I ran out of icons at that point. They've got a demographic profile here as well. I've gone on to a different site, Media UK, and that gives readership figures in a nice chart form. So you can see most of their readership is from ABC1, so they talk about the socio-economic group there, and ABC1 are the upper scale of the socio-economic group, so well-educated, managerial staff, high earners. And their readership is over 35 generally, slightly more men than women, and we can get charts here. You can see that's quite a nice breakdown showing the C2, D and E categories there, much less than the ABC1. This is great for the Guardian because they can sell this audience, which have lots of money, to advertisers. Another great site that they give you is this sort of little PDF file, and they say all these things like affluent, well-travelled, progressive, that's a nice psychographic analysis, arts and culture lovers, and they even give things like 4+ trips to art galleries and theatres per year. So it really breaks down the audience for you, and it goes into more depth here. That's the sort of research you need to do. Now we have to think about how the papers cater and appeal to the audience. I have to try and read all this? It would be useful, but start by gathering all the different sections and then consider how they relate to the target audience. Once you've finished that, you can then go deeper into 1 or 2 articles and consider writing style, content, layout, colours, pictures, and so on. Remember to try and use technical terms and try and go as far in depth as possible. It might be helpful to compare your magazine or newspaper to another one which caters for a very different audience. So I could look at The Sun. One way you could do this is by first looking at the different types of articles that you see. Here we've got the Guardian and The Sun side by side, and you can see instantly the stories which are of more importance to each paper, and therefore they consider to be the more important stories for their target audience. The Sun has gone with the Grand National and Bruce Forsyth. The Guardian has also gone for Bruce Forsyth, but they've also got a story about NHS overload and a minister who has been cheating expenses and things like that. So they've combined entertainment news with some political news. The Grand National supplement probably appealing to C2, D and E socioeconomic groups, whereas The Guardian choosing political stories will probably suit the A, B and C1 categories. But both papers have gone with one story, so we can analyse that one. It's the Brucey story. So let's compare the articles. Straight away we can see that The Sun have gone with more pictures, a much bigger picture on the right hand side there, although both papers have used the same picture. We can also see the importance of the story. The Sun has got a 1.5 page spread, where the Guardian has only got a half page. If you looked at the ratio of pictures to words, you'd see that the Sun has got a much higher ratio of pictures to words, whereas the Guardian has probably got half and half. The Sun are using a lot of charts and graphics. If we did look closer at the writing style, you would see that The Guardian has slightly more complex language than The Sun. You could certainly go into a lot more depth here, but this is just a brief overview. But you can clearly see how both these articles are catered to their target audience, and that's what you need to be pulling out. So that's it. See what you can come up with.